Coming up, Jonathan and Todd go looking for crocodiles that may have gotten in over their heads. Welcome to Jonathan Bird's Blue World.
So about 10 years ago, we did a segment with Jorge Loria at Phantom Divers, diving with bull sharks. And it's our most popular segment. And he called us up recently and said, hey, I have an idea for another cool segment. You gotta check out this crocodile that lives in a cenote down here. And we were like, crocodile? Yes, count us in. So we're on our way to see if we can find the elusive crocodile.
Our adventure takes place just south of Playa del Carmen in Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. Since the cenote where the croc lives is nowhere near Jorge's shop in downtown Playa del Carmen, we're driving over to meet him at a rendezvous point closer to the cenote.
You look the same. You look exactly the same. I haven't seen you.
We meet Marco, and we're off on an adventure. Turning off the main road, Jorge leads us down a dirt road towards a popular snorkeling spot. Finally, we arrive at Casa Cenote. This long, skinny pool of water is huge by cenote standards. And like most cenotes, it's connected to caves that bring up clear, warm groundwater. So it's a really popular local swimming hole. The water is inviting, so it's time to go look for a croc.
Become a little bit of a tradition ever since. Happy birthday.
All right, we're gonna go see if we can find this croc. We're just gonna snorkel around at first and see if we can find him. And it would be great if I had brought a snorkel. Oops. Okay.
As we make our way up the cenote, we notice that it has thick mangroves all the way around. These are the roots of mangrove trees, which grow right into standing water. Small fish like to hide in the mangroves for protection from predators, but a croc isn't going to fit in there anywhere. So we start focusing on sections without mangroves. After searching for about half an hour, we find a tail. It belongs to a croc on a rock. In spite of the fact that we're in Mexico, this is Crocodilus acutus, the American crocodile. With a range stretching from southern North America to northern South America, including Central America in the middle, the appropriately named American crocodile truly is a resident of all the Americas. And these animals reach truly staggering sizes. A big one is 6 meters long and weighs more than a ton. They rest during the day because they do most of their hunting at night. It's difficult to film a croc on land when you're floating in the water. We keep hoping the croc will come in for a swim to cool off. But when he gets warm, he just opens his mouth to cool. Since even a smaller one like this fine specimen has a biting force of more than 1,000 pounds, we should probably avoid the toothy end. As an underwater cameraman, all I want is for this crocodile to get in the water so I can film it. We wait around for an hour, but the croc won't budge from the rock. So we decide to swim back for lunch.
Well, I'm wet. So,
What do you think?
the good news is we found a croc.
We did find our first croc.
Yes, we finally actually saw one.
Saw one.
But it wouldn't go in the water.
Wouldn't.
I mean,
I was looking through the mangroves for a croc. You know, maybe 3-4 feet.
yeah.
I'm kind of glad I didn't find the croc in the mangroves.
It was bigger than I expected it would be. That's a pretty big
It
croc.
was an 8 to 9 foot croc.
Yeah.
Not a baby croc.
I'm really disappointed that it didn't come in the water.
Yeah, it is.
After lunch, we go to have another look, hoping the croc has decided to go for a swim. After swimming our way all the way to the other end of the cenote, we find the croc still lounging on a rock. It's a different rock, but still high and dry.
Croc has not moved all day. We had lunch, came back. The croc's like 5 feet away, had to go in the water to move to the new rock, but still sitting on a rock.
We were at our lunch.
And
When
we
he went
said,
his.
what would Howard Hall do? Howard Hall would wait patiently for that croc to go in the water. So we waited like Howard Hall, and it didn't work because it's closing time and they're kicking us out. Croc is still on a rock. That'd make a good children's book, Croc on a Rock.
Croc on a rock. Yeah.
After getting special permission to stay after hours, we head back into the water for a third time. This time, I have scuba gear. I'm fairly certain that croc will be in the water after dark, and I don't want to be on a snorkel. As Todd and I swim our way back to the croc rock, I enjoy getting some shots with lower ambient light. Now my video lights can really bring out the color. But now the croc is not on his rock, so he could be anywhere. It's kinda spooky. Jorge, who had enough sense to go home, by the way, told us to look in the cavern areas just inside the cave, right below his perch. The croc likes to sleep in there. So I swim through all the overhangs. No croc down here. When we've just about given up hope, a light spot emerges from the distance. The croc has found us. As he approaches, I'm not sure what to expect. This is my first time in the water with a croc, and I'm thinking, I don't need to swim faster than the croc, just faster than Todd. But honestly, he doesn't seem particularly interested in us. And I'm glad, because there's no way we are outswimming him. The croc seems to be looking for something in the mangroves. With eyesight tuned for low light, the croc is probably not having much luck due to my bright video lights. But let me tell you, there is no way we're turning them off while we're in the water with a croc at night. As the croc seems to be focused on hunting in the mangroves, I don't feel intimidated by the big reptile's presence. eventually, he seems to give up on hunting and comes over for a look at me. I sink down to get a shot from below. But he follows. I wonder if he's sizing me up. As the croc gets used to me, he seems incredibly tolerant of my proximity and lights. I use the opportunity to get some really cool shots. He swims with his tail more than his webbed feet. But when he stops floating, he seems to be tail heavy. Eventually, he climbs halfway up onto his rock again. The thought has occurred to me that he might be trying to escape my lights. I'm still not turning them off, though. I can't help but notice that this is a really beautiful animal. And while he's taking a rest, I use the opportunity to get some close-ups. Look at those claws. Soon, our friend leaves his rock and continues downstream. I swim gently to keep up. Now what's he doing? After a few minutes, he turns back the other way, and this is interesting. While he's resting still at the surface, a needlefish comes into the area, probably dazed by my lights, as some fish tend to be at night. The fish turns away from the lights and heads towards the croc. The fish lightly taps the croc, eliciting a quick response. Note to self: anything that touches the croc at night might get eaten. We will keep a respectable distance. It was 7 hours in the water.
Not including the 10 years we spent trying to get this segment to happen.
But it finally happened. The magic happened.
It did, and it was awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Amazing. Now let's get out of here.
Let's go home.
So, what we learned today, other than the fact that crocs are awesome, is that patience pays off. We did what Howard Hall would do, and we stuck with it all day long, until finally the croc cooperated. Todd and I spent almost 8 hours in the water to get this amazing encounter, and it was totally worth it. Another epic adventure in the blue world.
Hey, you guys, check out that video. It's a really good one. Also, this one's pretty good too. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.